Welcome to our first GMNC for November. I hope that you all went and did the right thing by casting your vote in yesterday's local municipal elections. We have a great lineup for you this morning with Heili and Deon starting things off with weather and surf report. And then it's over to Tony Subramony for the daily dose of inspiration. Amanda and Gordon join me today to chat about their upcoming event, Hops, Skip or Run for Fun, before the People's Accountant Lynette Pretorius from Austral Accounting takes a seat to speak about dormant companies. You're going to want to get your dancing shoes out after the next interview with a lineup from Colin and Mandell from Dance Cafe. Lindsay Hopkins from SA Harvest, the food rescue organization on a mission to end hunger in South Africa, is our last guest for this morning, and then we hand over to Laugh Out Larry after GMNC. Our content-rich stream continues through the day. And remember, Monday evenings at 7:30 is a new U time on Belito TV. A quick thank you to Puza Water for our studio bottled water. Now over to your weather and surf report.
Good morning everyone and welcome to your weather for today, brought to you by Belito Gas and Prime. Today we have a high of 23 degrees and a low of 17 degrees. The real feel will be 22 degrees and the real feel shade 21 degrees. We have a south-southwesterly wind at 24 kilometers per hour and wind gusts at 35 kilometers per hour. Also just 22% chance of showers today. The sunrise will be at 5:01 a.m. and the sunset at 6:18 p.m. Next up will be your surf report brought to you by Pino Team Skryfboerders and Deon from Victory Surf.
Belito and welcome to Tuesday morning's beach report, and a huge big southwesterly greets us this morning. A big buster has come through after that easterly yesterday, and it's going to blow for pretty much the whole day, so the ocean completely chopped up. It's howling out there, and I think only the kiteboarders will get some fun this morning if they are out at Tiffany's Reef. But as the day goes on, it actually gets better with the wind dropping in the afternoon and maybe some waves late afternoon. Keep an eye out for a sort of 3-4 o'clock session at the main beach or at the bog, where there's definitely going to be some waves then as the wind drops. But for the morning, definitely kiteboarders, howling westerly winds, and very chopped up ocean. Be careful out there if you do go out in the water. It's going to be a bit dangerous. Rather wait for the afternoon session when it cleans up. Enjoy your day. We'll chat again tomorrow.
Welcome back, Belito. Always excited to introduce our next guest, our daily dose of inspiration, the big doggy dog, Mr. Tony Subramony. How are you?
I'm good, Diogo. How are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic, thanks.
Yeah, we've all been out there yesterday, standing in the queues, doing the right thing for the country, municipal elections. And, prior to the elections, everyone who stood for election was talking about what they're going to do for the country. And the different political party manifestos and stuff. So this morning I want to talk about not the to-do list, but not to-do list.
So let me get that right, the not to-do list.
Yeah.
All right, well, talk to us about that.
So we're so used to doing a to-do list every day. And research has found that 41% of the to-do list is not done on a daily basis.
Jeez.
We just put it out there because it kind of gives us motivation to do something, but when it comes to actually doing it, we're not really ready to do it, and we just procrastinate. And one of the suggestions I have in order to achieve much more on your to-do list is to also alongside it have a not to-do list. And when you got that, you know what you're not going to do in order to ensure that you're going to get on that list to do all that's going to be done.
Okay.
So basically it's like this here. Say for example, you've got to study for an exam, Diogo, and you know that this is a crucial exam coming up, but you also like your TV games, So you've got to put down on your to-do list, I'm going to study for an hour, right? And I'm going to actually study for 3 hours, but every hour I'm going to have a break. So you study for an hour and then you go and get onto your computers and you're playing your game, and 3 hours go by, you forget that you're actually gone so long. So that's going to be really a crappy situation because you haven't done enough to pass the exams. So it's crucial to have a not-to-do list
Correct.
alongside that.
So your not-to-do list helps you keep
Yes.
on track and in line
Absolutely.
with your to-do
That's
list.
one of the biggest benefits of it, is to keep you focused and on track. The other thing that it also serves is that it's not like you're going to be rewarded for doing the 1 hour work. The 1 hour work is crucial for you to achieve results in your life. It's not about being rewarded like a child. You get a star for speaking well or not swearing in class. This is something that you're going to focus on. So you give your full commitment to the time that you're supposed to do what you have on your to-do list. So it's actually more important to have a not-to-do list than to have a to-do list. When you give in carte blanche the opportunity to do anything, you end up doing nothing. And that's very, very important to understand. So it leads on to you overthinking and you're getting involved in all kinds of stuff that's actually not productive and not serving a purpose. The other thing you can have on your not to-do list is not to go through your emails, all the time. You've got to give set time on it. Not to be on Facebook and social media for all day long. It's got to be limited time. You've got to limit all of that there in order to ensure that you're giving 100% focus on your to-do list. The other thing that it also helps is your productivity, because you tend to produce so much more results out of the involvement because you have your not-to-do list next to you, and it constantly reminds you what you should be doing.
So in essence, it filters out the noise and it allows you to focus on exactly what it is your to-do list has set out.
Yes.
And often in a to-do list, you might get paralyzed by having too much to do on
Exactly.
that list, and the not-to-do list can
Yeah.
maybe kind of shorten your
Yes.
scope and vision. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely correct. So when you've got a to-do list, you actually convince yourself that I'm doing something off the list, but you're actually not doing justice, and you're not fulfilling every item on that list that should be done. But a not-to-do list does not give you that freedom to pick and choose. I've got to get that done. I'm going to get it done today, and that's what it is.
Your parameters are set.
Yes. So you've got the boundaries in place, and your not-to-do list helps you to actually put those boundaries in place and follow it. It requires action, because if you've got it there, you've got to follow it and say, this is what I need to focus on so I can get done with what I'm supposed to do for the day as well. So we cut down on the 41% that's not being achieved on a regular basis.
And 41% is quite
It's
a large
massive.
number. And I myself can relate to it. Sometimes we have a to-do list that is, instead of 5 key points to get done
Yes.
today, you put down 20 things on that list.
Yeah.
And then it never gets done.
Yeah.
So maybe a not-to-do list could actually be essential in helping you focus
Yes.
on a smaller amount of
Yes,
tasks.
and that's the point. You put down 5 items every day, and you do justice to those 5, and you've done your best to achieve the results on all 5 of that day. Then you get to do more the next day because you're not cutting and changing and chopping, and you're not carrying over from the day before. And that's what we tend to do. We bring in to-do list from next day and the day before and the day before, and we're kind of accumulating 20, 30 items. Now, that's absolutely crazy stuff.
That is crazy. And that does tend to happen, I think,
Yes.
in everyone's day-to-day lives. We end up ticking off the easy items to do, the quick ones,
Yeah.
and then the real challenges, the real to-dos
Yes.
end up getting carried over.
So the not-to-do list will ensure that you're going to get that done, come what may. So that's a message for this morning.
All right, great. Well, Tony, thank you so much. The ever inspirational. How do we find you, Tony?
Okay, you get me on the phone number 081-533-6565, and you can also contact any member of the studio here, and they have my contact details. So anyone's free to
Fantastic.
contact
And
me.
any social media platforms that you engage
Yeah,
with,
I'm
Tony?
on Facebook, Tony Subramony, and I'm on the Instagram and LinkedIn as well, too, Tony Subramony.
All right. And do you consult with people ever? Do you have a practice that people
Yeah,
come
I'm
to?
actually based in Belito. I have my
Okay.
private practice in Belito. My main focus is always recovery from addiction, but I also am a life coach, so I'm able to actually look at other aspects on helping people to become the best version of themselves.
Beautiful. Tony, thank you so much.
Sure.
Belito, thank you for staying tuned. We look forward to inviting our next guest after the break.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
Welcome back, Belito. After Tony, who's always an inspirational start to our day, I look forward to welcoming our next guest. We've got Amanda Reed and Amanda Howard, sorry, and Gordon Reed. How's that? That's a bit awkward, eh?
There we go.
Fantastic. How are we doing this morning, guys?
All good?
Great, thank you.
Fantastic. I believe we're here to talk about a super exciting charity event we have up and coming. Amanda, talk to us about it.
Yeah, it's the first Sunday of every month, a run that we're having for our Trade Route Active brand.
I believe the run's got quite a cool name. It's called
the
Hops, Skip and Run for Fun.
Yeah.
And Hops being a play on words, right?
Yes, it starts and ends at Hops. It's a 5-kilometer marked run. And yeah, it starts at 7 o'clock. We're going to have some live music, bacon egg rolls, free coffee. Yeah, and it's for everybody. It's not just professional runners. So you can come with your dog, you can walk it, you can run it, anything.
All right. I doubt it's not only coffee that's being had at 7 a.m. As the name would suggest.
For the purpose of this exercise, it's coffee. Yeah.
Fantastic. Gordon, talk to us about the charity.
So the charity partners with a couple of different initiatives. At the moment, we're partnering with the North Coast Courier Orphan Fund. So we've bought a whole lot of soccer balls, and we encourage people to either buy them for themselves or buy them specifically to donate. We've got quite a few that we're donating at the moment to the Orphan Fund, a couple of schools which they've chosen. So we're going to do a handout in December. So we really want people to come out, buy these awesome soccer balls. For every 4 that are bought, we'll donate 1 too.
All right, lovely. And the Orphan Fund is quite an established thing, I believe, and the North Coast Courier has been backing it for quite some time. Yeah. How else can people back the fund, or are you wanting them to just specifically buy these balls for your purpose for the event?
So we do have an e-commerce shop online at traderouteactive.org. You can go and have a look. We've got some awesome running kit there, some cycling kit, and all of the proceeds of that gets donated to our charities. We've got a sports trust and an education trust that we support.
Okay, fantastic. And how do people find these platforms?
We are all over socials. Just look for Trade Route Active. We are the beneficiary arm of a company called Trade Route Technologies, which is a fintech company. They do phenomenal work with payment gateways, etc. So we're the charity arm, if you were.
Okay, lovely. And this event, it's not a one-off event, I believe, Amanda?
No, it'll be the first Sunday of every month.
Okay, every single month. For how long? How long have we projected this for?
As long as we can do it, I guess. There's no end date at this point, so yeah.
Okay, and are there any other sponsorships or alignments that you are looking for from Belito, or is there any other way that people can assist you?
We're also getting involved with Salt 40. What we like doing is partnering with specific charities, in the community. So that's really where we're aiming. We're making nice inroads in Belito at the moment, and of course, thanks to you guys for having us this morning to allow us to penetrate further.
Definitely, and running being a big thing in Belito as well in general, I think everyone's seen as summer comes on, there's a lot more people on the road, a lot more people getting active. How long is this run? Do you need to be an advanced runner? Can you just rock up? Can it be a walk? Can it be a first run thing?
Yeah, it's 5Ks. If you want it to be 10, you'll have to loop it twice. It's quite a brutal, quite a few uphills. But yeah, for anybody, I mean, you know, if it's your first run, you can walk it. You know, there's no sort of cut-off time.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Lovely, and you get a free bacon and egg roll. Or do you have to pay?
Free coffee.
Free coffee, and
Free
then I think the
coffee.
bacon and egg rolls, they're going to have it at a nice discounted price. I know during COVID they had them at like 30, 35 rand, so they'll probably do the
Beautiful. Guys, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. We really appreciate it, and we
you.
appreciate the fantastic work that you're doing for the charities. I know that South Africa is in need. So, Belito, we encourage you to get out there, go buy some soccer balls, get behind your charities, get on the roads, and make a difference. We look forward to welcoming you back after this break.
I'm Mornay.
I'm Mandy,
I'm Devon.
and we are
Belito TV.
We are a streaming channel showcasing content-rich programming that appeals to a wide audience.
Belito TV officially launched on the 1st of February 2021 and has already attracted over 500,000 viewers worldwide.
Viewers are able to select their preferred device and way in which to watch Belito TV, either live on our Facebook page, our website, YouTube channel, or by downloading our app free from the Play Store.
Best of all, if you've missed one of our shows, catch up at your own convenience by visiting our catch-up platform on our website and our app.
Belito TV offers a variety of advertising from as little as 1,000 Rand. So the misconception that advertising through this medium is out of reach for most businesses is totally incorrect.
Get in touch today by emailing hello@belito.tv or send your name and details to our WhatsApp line on 066 232 1385 and we will give you a call.
Welcome back, Belito. I'm more than excited to introduce our new guest, Mr. Colin Mandell. Welcome to the show.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic, and I believe we've got a super entertaining and charismatic business to talk about. Walk us through it.
Yes, Dance Cafe has been in business 15 years. COVID happily forced us to close our Joburg business and come down here. And we're really doing well here. We're loving it and loving the new model
Beautiful.
of going to audiences rather than having our own venue.
Okay, lovely. So instead of having a venue, you've now got kind of smaller classes that you go out and do in specific locations?
Correct. So mainly Belito Lifestyle has set up a area called The Studios. And they've got a range of studios there with a range of offerings, one of which is ours. So we offer ballroom, Latin, salsa, kizomba, bachata,
Wow.
line dance, Argentine tango, and ballet.
Fantastic. And is that one-on-one lessons, group lessons? What's the structure of the classes?
Yeah, it's either. A lot of it's group classes, and I have a lot of private lessons as well for those that are a little more advanced and want more intense training.
Okay, fantastic. And I believe there's a little morning Zoom class that you do as well?
Yes, this was born out of COVID, so I've got students all over the country, and we do 8 to 8:30. It's called Bar Works. It's a ballet bar, so you don't have to be a ballet dancer, but it just uses ballet to keep you fit trim,
and strong.
And it's 8 to 8:30, so it's just short enough before your day and just long enough to make a difference.
Yeah, just started off with a bang. Okay, and the locations of these studios, you said it was right next to Valance?
So yes, the studios is at the back of Lifestyle. They repurposed it really well. So they've built a whole series of studios there. There's a big Pilates studio there. There's another dance studio. There's all sorts of keep fit activities. And it's the one big studio is above Valance at the back there. And they've really put a great effort into it. I must say they're pushing it big time.
Beautiful. And
And
talk
we're
to me
starting
about
to
the
build.
name Dance Cafe. Is there a cafe element to it, or is dance your entire focus?
There was. So in Johannesburg, we had a really big studio and we had a restaurant, which was the cafe. So it was a venue where you came and you danced and you ate, and there was a bar. It's very much around social dancing. So our ethos is fun, friendship, and fitness.
Okay.
And those are the three things that you get out of dancing, which is really, really important.
And especially in this day and age where everybody's been locked up behind closed doors, distancing, how do you tackle the challenges of breaking those stigmas of getting into contact and dancing?
Absolutely, it's been a huge challenge. So when we first started, we weren't allowed more than a certain amount of people per square meter in the studio. So it was very difficult. So we broke it into line dancing, which is individual, no touch. As the levels lifted, we were able to touch a little more and a little more. So now, fortunately, the numbers are down, as you well know, and we were able to get together. So we're starting slowly to build it up. But it has been a challenge, and touch is an important part of human interaction, right?
Definitely, and
It's-
dance in particular.
Absolutely. So I think people are coming back with this need to touch again and to engage again.
Definitely. And I myself have done 1 or 2 kizomba and salsa dance classes.
Oh, great.
And it's so important as a lead to be able to touch and guide your partner to learn. But trying to figure that out as a newbie can be a little bit challenging sometimes. Is there a specific age group or class of people that you would recommend to dance, or can anybody get involved?
Everybody dances. It's a natural human expression, right? But some things are a little more age appropriate. So kizomba, which is quite a sensual dance, one wouldn't teach to kids.
Yeah.
You teach to slightly older people. But these young dances, the club dances, salsa, bachata, kizomba, are becoming more and more popular. On Sunday, we went to a really big party in Umhlanga.
Yeah, the Halloween one, I believe.
Yeah, we're having one here. We're planning it. We haven't got the date yet, but watch this space. Because lifestyle is really a cool space.
Venue, yeah.
So people can come and eat, and we're looking at doing some packages with some of the restaurants to learn these dances, because they're really fun, they're easy to learn, and whatever level you're at, you have fun.
Definitely.
You don't have to spend years and years. I started as a ballet dancer. It took years before you could. It wasn't fun,
Yeah,
Great
until-
challenge, very
yeah.
athletic, but this is fun. This is something you can go to, and within 2-3 lessons, you're having fun.
Yeah, be on the floor and having a jolt.
Absolutely.
And how do people get into contact with you?
Very easy. Dancecafe.co.za. Everything's on there. All our links. We also, by the way, do wedding dances. That's one of the things we've done for years and years. We do a good 50 to 60 weddings a year.
Jeez.
And what was interesting was during COVID, a lot of people postponed their weddings. So
now,
they're
you're
catching
finding
up.
an influx
Yeah.
of that.
It's quite interesting. Yeah.
And talk to us, is it the bride or the groom that struggles the most with the dance?
No, everybody assumes men can't dance as well as women, but often men surprise themselves. And I always approach it like golf. You don't just go and pick up a club and play. You've got to learn how you hold the thing, how you swing, how your body works. And dance is much the same. So people don't give themselves the chance to learn. You know, and once you learn, it's like any technology. There's a way to do it and a way to learn it. And over the years, we've learned easier and easier ways to get people onto the dance floor quicker, to have fun. Because that's what it's about.
Exactly. And how would you advise people to be less critical about their mistakes and how long it takes to get learning? Is there any kind of...
Well, we ban the word "I'm sorry." So on the dance floor, you never say "I'm sorry" because it's a learning thing. It was quite interesting. The guy you had here before said what not to do, right? In the action thing. I found that quite interesting.
Definitely.
So the what not to do is to be self-critical. Everybody starts somewhere and reaches, you know, from zero to hero. So we're all learning all the time. Whatever thing you do in life, you get better by practice. And dancing is not something you can think about. It's something you have to get up and do.
Definitely. I would find it very difficult to not say sorry after breaking some toenails, but I'm sure the ladies will let you know how they feel directly after that. Colin, thank you so much for coming through today.
Thanks very much for having me.
That's it, and we look forward to engaging with you not only on the dance floor, but in the local community now that you're a local as well.
Thanks. We love it here. Thanks so much to Belito TV.
Thank you. A quick shout out to Marissa. Thank you so much for watching. And hold tight, Belito. We'll be back after the short break.
At Austral Accounting, we are more than chocolate counters.
At Austral Accounting, we specialize in accounting,
taxation,
company secretarial services,
business advisory services, accounting cloud software,
full payroll administration to ensure full compliance.
And we service our clients in English, Afrikaans, and isiZulu.
Don't get caught with your hand in the chocolate jar when we can be your greatest asset.
Dear Mom, you're my best friend, okay? You're the funniest person I met in the whole world. But you're so bad at hiding. You do make the best brownies though. I love it when we go riding together. When I'm older, I want to be pretty like you. Happy birthday, Mom.
Welcome back, Belito. I look forward to welcoming our next guest, the ever knowledgeable and ever beautiful Lynette. How are you?
Good morning, good morning.
Fantastic. Always keen to learn from Austral Accounting. You always have such great advice to give us. And today we are going to be focusing on the deregistration process and dormant companies. Give us an intro.
Okay, so I think I would like to break it down into two groups. So a lot of time
people decide they're going to start a business, but they don't actually then proceed with their business idea. So they have this company and it's just dormant, it's parked somewhere. What people don't realize is that the formation of that company now gives you certain obligations, and one of that is filing returns. For a company, you have to ensure, even if you're not trading, that your annual return is filed with SIPSI, that you file provisional tax returns, that income tax returns are filed. Otherwise, you are going to be on the wrong side of the law, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. So it's important that even though it's not doing anything, you still have those statutory things that need to be done. Yes. So those are the dormant guys, but then when you get to a stage, especially now after these tough trading conditions, you've decided, listen, it's now, I'm done, I want to deregister. It's important that people understand that the deregistration process is quite long. So what needs to happen is you need to have a look at your company, what you've been registered for, and then go about in making sure that all your returns are filed with SARS so that you can get tax clearance.
Do people ever confuse their VAT requirements or their taxation requirements with the amount of turnover that their company does?
All the time. All the time. I think there's a lot of misconception out in the public thinking that, you know, I'm not a VAT vendor, it doesn't mean I need to file a provisional tax return. Like, you know, they're very separate things in the Income Tax Act. The fact that somebody is PAYE registered, then they think, yeah, but I'm paying my PAYE monthly, but they forget that there's still tax returns and company annual returns.
There's still obligations from you as a business owner or a company register to file your documentation that you need.
So when you then look at the deregistration process, what has to happen is you obviously have to get tax clearance and then send those documents confirming that your bank account has been closed, that the business doesn't have any assets or liabilities to SIPSI. But that would take anything between 6 and 9 months because SIPSI gets the documents. It has to be gazetted that this company is requesting to be deregistered out of the register. So it's a long process. And then the other thing that people really forget is when you are a VAT vendor, for argument's sake, there is an exit VAT, if I can call it that. So let's say, for argument's sake, your restaurant, you claimed all your input VAT on all your capital equipment, right? Now you've stopped trading. You either sold the equipment or retained the equipment. And the value needs to be put on that equipment. And SARS needs to recoup their VAT portion thereon. It makes complete sense. You claimed it at the beginning. At the end, there must be a payback. They need their pound of flesh, yeah. Yes. And so what people tend to forget is they say, yes, I've ceased trading. But they forget that there's that liability in the VAT that's sort of hidden in the back if there was any capital input VAT claim.
Do people ever confuse the depreciable life of their assets that they have versus their VAT requirements from SARS on a deregistration process? Do they think because I've owned this equipment for 5 years, I can't possibly have to pay anymore?
Yes, but you have to realize that everything has a value. You know, just because your book value, let's say, is 100 Rand, that fridge still has a sellable value of 1,000 or 2,000 Rand. Even if it is an auction value or a complete out-of-hand value, there is a value attached that isn't really reflecting in your accounting.
And there is a wind-up process that needs to be followed.
So it's really important that people think through all the aspects and know that it's a long process. So never mind the SIPSI deregistration, even on the SARS side, you look anything between 6 and 12 months for them to make the file dormant, and then only after a couple of months of dormancy will they proceed with the deregistration. And SARS won't proceed unless SIPSI has deregistered. So you have to do
it's
both.
quite a process.
So if you're waiting 9 months for SIPSI, you can understand that SARS is waiting to confirm before they will deregister you for your tax times.
And is there any particular strategic value in deregistering versus keeping the company running even though you aren't trading or using it? Should you deregister? Is it the right thing to do?
I think it is the right thing to do. A company is relatively easy and fast to set up in reality. So keeping something, it will then cost you admin and a statutory obligation to file returns. So now you have to remember that August, February, tax, you know, all these things. And you go about life, I mean, it's November. How did I get here?
Sure.
You could have forgotten already about this company that you have. So I would deregister. I don't see the point of having all this admin burden. And when you're ready, start a new one.
Simple.
Yeah, I would definitely advise. If you've got all of these entities lying around, clean up your admin life. It makes it easy.
Simplify it.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. The People's Accountant, thank you so much for coming through. We always love having you on the show and imparting your knowledge. And thank you so much for being here once again. Stay tuned, Belito. We look forward to showing you another fantastic interview with Letitia Cox after this. We'll catch you after the break.
Simply Models KZN is a unique modelling and finishing school based in the heart of Belito. Classes are available to both boys and girls from 3 years and older, with the focus being on developing confidence and building a positive self-image. Weekly classes take place at the beautiful Relax Inn, where students are guaranteed to have fun and are often pampered and spoilt with hand and nail treatments while learning about hygiene and self-care. The makeup and hair classes are hits amongst the girls, and this learning is taken further with them being taught how to dress according to their body shapes. Etiquette and manners form part of the learning, as does posture and poise. And the Simply Models team are always incredibly proud to see their models walk with confidence when they take part in fashion shows and events. The best part of the classes offered is the lasting friendships that are formed. Get in touch with Simply Models today by calling 064 379 5663.
Welcome back to GMNC, and I get excited every time I am with Letitia Cox from Lens Traveller. And how are you today?
Good morning, Si. Good. How are you?
Good, good. And the reason why I get excited is the fact that when people know that you are actually the owner and founder of Lens Traveller, but they don't know that you are the boss, you are the CEO, you are the admin, you are the camera lady, you are all in one, eh?
Yeah, it comes actually quite easy because, you know, I just can do everything by myself, so I don't have to, I'm always on the road or doing things, so it's easy to do all by myself.
And then when they say bring your crew?
Yeah, I think I have one time they say, so are you at your offices with your people? Like, no, actually I work from home, and office is next to my bedroom. Actually, it is my bedroom. But yeah, so yeah, it's you can do it. As a woman, especially as they're still in the Women's Month, we are very good at multitasking. So,
so where did you take the lens this time around, eh?
So the story today is quite a delicate one. So as you know, about 6 weeks ago we have the looting and the riots going in this area. And during those lootings, one of the factories in the Conuvia area was set on fire.
Okay.
A very devastating situation, and unfortunately it was that factory had a warehouse from the UPL with contain a lot of chemicals and pesticides.
Okay.
During the fire, it took a while for the poor firefighters to get to the site. First it was due to the looting blocking the roads, and then when they finally got to the site, it was impossible. The fire was already going out of control, and they didn't even know what chemicals they were dealing with. Anyway, the sub part of this is that very toxic chemicals actually reached the river nearby, the soil and the lagoon, and even the Indian Ocean. So what I wanted to say today is that unfortunately the information to the public about what had happened that 12th of July hasn't really reached the public, and that's in a very good sense. So finally now, 6 weeks later, you can hear more in the news.
Yes, 100%.
But I remember when I heard about it was, I think it was on the Thursday. So a few days after, when people started finding dead fish, places like Umshloti, and so that kind of make people alarm a bit people that what is all this dead fish happening. So I went down to the Uslanga Lagoon. I was very lucky to find someone from the D offices, and at that point it was 4 days later after this had happened, and they were trying to contain the catastrophe. There were thousands of dead fish floating, and there was a Spelltech team just picking up the dead.
So once you got there, you know, you're going into this area and it's a toxic area. Like, how were the smells? I'm sure that's the first thing that got you. So did you have to use some protective gear there?
Because because when I heard it was, like I said, they found fish in Usloti, and then I thought, well, let me just go where all this started. Where they come from? So I went to there, and like you said, it was the fish you notice is the water has this beautiful color, turquoise, but you know it's not natural, and the smell, and then the side of that fish, and you also go there and then you see nothing. It's like a dead feeling because there's nothing moving. It's just all dead in that water. So then I decided to go up to the factory where all this started. Again, I have no idea what I was going into. I was just having one other mask, the mask that you normally wear for COVID. So I got to the factory. They were still allowing people. Well, I don't think they even mind. There was still some also Spelltech and another company trying to contain and clean up the the debris and everything. But there's still fire was going on, so there was still smoldering. So I got there and I decided to just take a footage of the situation and images, and but it was impossible to stay there for more than 5 minutes. The smell and the smoke was so strong. So actually I got physically sick. I got home and I just couldn't believe what I just seen. So I decided I need to go back because there was more. I haven't been to the river. When they told me that the water and the water that they were cleaning up the factory was going into the river system, that kind of seems like that's not good. So I went back the next day and went down to the river with my car. And at that time I had taken also somebody else with me for protection just in case, because I didn't know what area I was going to. And then what I saw was I think there's a few images playing right now, and that, like I said, turquoise water and of a thick texture was going through into the river. Again, the smell was unbearable. And yeah, I took more footage, got home, and I decided to, I went back to the lagoon actually, because then I wanted to see more. How happened since the day last time I was there. And I went into the reserve.
Yeah.
And I found even more dead fish in different areas. So I put all of it into a report. I also noticed that while I was there taking pictures of the river, I saw a lot of harvesting. This whole area around the factory is sugar canes. And that, for me, is a big worry, because even up till now, nobody has answered questions such as, what's going to happen to all that sugar cane that had been harvested since about 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, the ground is polluted, obviously.
Obviously.
That sugarcane is polluted as well. The dead fish, there has been tons of them. My questions are, where are those fish being taken to or disposed of? And the water, the cleaning company has been doing good. They've been pumping water. I think I calculated about 80 or 90,000 liters per day. It could be up to 180,000 per day of polluted water, and they put it in a tank. But my next question is, where is that water, polluted water, goes to? How is it disposed? So, I mean, in general, I mean, like I wanted to say, public hasn't been informed properly. Beaches should be closed. I think there was an announcement, but very vague, about beaches from the north of Durban all the way to South Rock to be closed. But unfortunately, people haven't, there is no signs, and people still go to the beaches.
So that's why we actually got you here, because now people are actually watching GMNC, and you know, we have those people that love to go fish, you know, the people that like to go to surf. So if you can just let people know which beaches like that, as you know, are closed, so that, you know, we can get the information to the right people.
Because the UPL, the warehouse who they contain the products, hasn't been giving the full information and disclosure on the chemicals they had stored, which is, I mean, I can go on for today, but we don't have the time. I think there was going to be a follow-up story on this.
Yes, we will be doing that,
So the chemicals are quite toxic and very, very, very dangerous for humans as well as the wildlife, because we see what happened to the wildlife,
to the fish,
to the marine life. Now, so that contamination, as like I said, we reached the lagoon and the ocean, and it's spread. I mean, water goes wherever they want to go. So we know for a fact that dead fish is being found all over the coast. So we want the public to know that although you might not see that color of the water, it is polluted, and it's serious, serious toxics, and it can cause cancer, deformities in unborn children, and as the list goes on, we're waiting for, like I said, a full disclosure on the chemicals that the factory was storing. And like I said, the story goes even further, but like I said, we don't have much time on this morning, but yeah, I do please advise people, do not go to the beach. Stop fishing, any recreational activities on the beach, even the sand. People don't understand the beach means also not just the water, but the sand is also contaminated. And until they know, or we get more information, which the public has the rights to see exactly what the contamination, what the levels, how serious this is, they should stay away from it.
So if people want to know more about the story, they can actually go to...
Yeah, there's, I'm trying to update as much as I can and as much as I'm allowed to, because it's all very delicate information. So in my website, there's the first thing you see on the website is a link to the story, and I'm trying to keep as much information as I can and images. But yeah, I'm working with a team of people, and we're trying to get more of the information out there and answers, because like I said, those simple answers, they're not even that, these are very, I mean, they need to answer about what I said, about fish. What is the dead fish is going? What are they doing with the water? What are they going to do about this whole ecosystem being dead now?
So thank you very much, Letitia, for coming through. Unfortunately, that's the amount of time that we have, but we will be doing a follow-up story. So do catch us here on GMNC. We're going to be speaking to Letitia again.
Have you heard about Finlay Fuel's program that empowers your small business or your family through a cashback benefit on your monthly fuel spend? I'm excited to tell you that no matter what the size of your small business fleet or the number of cars in your family, all you need to do is simply refuel your vehicle at participating BP service stations countrywide, and the saving of 70 cents per litre on diesel and 13 cents per litre on petrol can be yours. There are no credit checks because the program follows a prepaid model. And voila! Let me show you how easy it is. To sign up, visit www.finlayfuel.co.za. Upon completion of your sign-up, you will receive an SMS notification confirming your membership. Arrive at the BP forecourt, identify yourself as a Finlay Fuel client. Enter your secure PIN into the terminal handed to you by the attendant. The attendant will scan your BP Fleet Move tag and a pre-authorization slip will be issued. Fuel will then be dispensed, and a real-time SMS notification will be sent to you confirming the transaction. And off you go.
Welcome back, Belito. Hope you enjoyed that interview. We'd like to send a massive thank you to all our sponsors, our viewers, and our guests today. We're going to close out with a music video from Zaan Sonnekus titled Tienerwaad, and after that, we'll follow the show up with Laugh Out Larry. Stay tuned and thank you for being amazing, Belito. Keep it tidy.
Al 21 jaar. En vir die eerste keer het ek opgemaak en dit was waas, maar jy was daar. Wie sal jou struggles verstaan? My politiekaart CD is al gaan. In ons ouerhuise weet, daar is 'n rede vir die rock and roll, 'n rede om te skree, 'n rede om te skree. Ons het 'n rede en ons is Tienerwaad, ons is almal en van balans voete wat verdwaal, hoe dit ook al sy. Dis Tienerwaad in my, hoe dit ook al sy. Dis Tienerwaad verby. Soms jou wijn, jy het het vergeet, op die tafel met de briefie van jou pijn. En waar de hel was jy, waar is jy nou, was jy nou, kon jy vrede kry, kon jy, wie sal jou struggles verstaan? My politiekar, CD is al gaar, en ons ouerhuise weet, daar is 'n rede vir die rock and roll, 'n rede om te skree, 'n rede om te skree. Ons het 'n rede en ons is Tienerwaad, ons is almal en van balans voete wat verdwaal, hoe dit ook al sy. Tienerwaad in my, al sê. Dis tienerkwaad verby. En ons is tienerkwaad, ons is almal maar en van balans voete wat verdwaal. Ja, ons is tienerkwaad, ons is almal maar en van balans voete wat verdwaal. Hoe dit ook al sê, dis tienerkwaad in my. Hoe dit ook al sê, dis tienerkwaad verby.